Okay, here we are. Next part is to start carving this out. And again, water is just out of view, but I like to use the loop tool. I like to use the squared loop tool, but I end up using the rounded end too. I'm gonna get it wet, and I'm gonna keep this, you're not gonna be able to see it, but I'm gonna keep getting it wet. Okay. Now, you don't wanna ruin the integrity of this, but you do wanna thin it out. Okay. And I try to keep all my little shavings in a ball so they stay moist. And I want to clean up this, so now I'm using the round end. I'm going to clean this up and thin it out. Remember, when you get it wet, it will allow you to glide through here. I like to make my lids thin. Again, you do not want to bend or ruin the integrity of your lid. That's why you want it a little bit on the drier side. Don't go through. Okay, I'm going to take my finger, I'm going to smooth this out. Smooth out all those little grooves. And remember, have a little patience and kindness for yourself, because if this is your first time ever working with it, the kid next to you might be really good at it. Okay, if you see like these grooves on my lid, I'm just gonna barely smooth them out with water. I don't wanna change the shape, but I do wanna get rid of the sharp edges, because once those are fired and painted, they'll be sharp, and we don't want them to be sharp. Water is your friend. Okay. I could spend more time, but this is a video getting that smooth, but it's pretty smooth. You can see the ridges, and so I can take more time smoothing that. But for video purposes, I'm gonna leave that like that, and I'm gonna set it aside. Okay, and then I'm gonna work on this. Notice it's very thick, and I wanna thin it out. I'm gonna use the squared end, and I'm just gonna come over here and I'm gonna thin it out. Again, I'm not changing the shape of my box or this ledge. I'm just thinning it out. I hope my piece is recording, because the screen keeps going black. Let's hope so. And of course, I'm doing this very quickly. I want you to take your time. You want a nice product, you gotta take a little time. Be kind to yourself. Have patience. Ask for help. Look at the examples up close. I'll have them up here on the table for you to see up close. Be careful you don't make holes through the side or through the bottom, but you do want to thin it out, and you want to get out all those newspaper markings. I need a different camera setup so that you can see what I'm doing while I'm doing it. I'm gonna have a backache at the end of this. Okay, I think that's pretty good. My bottom is thin enough, and now I'm gonna smooth out. Again, do not want to change the shape of this, but I do want to soften the edge so I don't have sharp edges. And again, I'm going to take more time smoothing out the inside than I will on this video, but the important thing is how to store this. If you think you're completely done, great. If you want to add decorations, remember I have the little stamps. You can draw with a wet toothpick on the side. You can decide that you're just going to paint some designs in it. You get to decide that. But when you are storing this on the cart, you think you're all done and you want to put it on the cart, because we want your lid to dry and fit your pot, this is what needs to happen. Okay, let's say I'm all done smoothing out. Okay, got my lid. I'm gonna get a wet paper towel. Okay, this one's wet and squeezed out. You're gonna just drape it here. Okay, first I need to figure out, where does my pot attach? Does it attach like this? Yep, it attaches like this. So I'm gonna drape, and then I'm gonna sit my lid on top of my pot, and I'm gonna make sure that the sides are all even, which they are, and then I'm going to set it on the cart. Okay, and that way, as it dries, it will dry fitting to your actual bottom, and it'll be a nice fit. Okay, end of video. Ask questions if you need help.